Yeah, you handle me. You already handle me. So what the matter? You already put your hands on me. You already do all that already. So what the even matter?
I got you jumped by my hoes. I will put my hands on you though, but I didn't. You got jumped by my black hoes. This shit on video.
Yeah, because you had me set up. Are you proud of that? Does that make you feel good?
I will get you jumped again. I don't give a just like I get Drake smoked. I will get Drake car shot at. What the man, you better realize who the hell I don't give a nobody talking about.
Okay, you need to calm down.
No, I don't need to do nothing.
Yeah.
Conventional wisdom is always going to tell a young man that being emotional in front of a woman is actually going to be a doorway to sleep with her faster, because the thing that you're doing is you're sharing yourself with somebody, and it sounds that you're emotional. I mean, you're mature, you're perfect. But here's a thing that most guys are not even taught when it comes to the game and being emotional. See, the thing is that when you expose yourself in front of a woman really quickly and really fast, a lot of young men don't understand that not only shuts a woman down, it turns her off, and she begins to lose respect for you. And a lot of men out there hear women say, open up to me, and they think it means that she's ready to hold everything. She's ready to take every pain and every wound that you have inside of you, and she's gonna hold on to it and carry it and trust it. And a lot of young men, they talk about their rejections that broke them. They talk about their childhood wounds, the fear of not being enough, the insecurity that hides behind that smile and that tough talk that they do with women, the heartbreak that they've never healed from. And in that moment right there is where everything goes wrong. That's what I call the beginning of the end. Because even though you think that you're being real with a woman, you're not. And being real doesn't mean giving somebody the keys to your heart to try to prove that you're a person that has feelings and things like that. It doesn't work that way in the game at all. And this is where a lot of young men get confused, because they mistake emotional dumping, they mistake or confuse that with connection. They mistake vulnerability with intimacy. And a lot of young men don't understand what happens when a young man who pours his heart out feels that there is actually a connection with the person that never was connected to them because of a lack of masculinity. And this is not about, gentlemen, pretending who you are and not having certain kind of emotions. I've always said we all have emotions. It's just that being emotional is a problem. He's disconnected. And this is why we got to talk on two fronts here. You see, what you heard in that clip, gentlemen, is something, what happens when a young man doesn't have the game, and a young man pours his feelings out to someone. A young man wants to have a long-term relationship with a woman. I've always told you, gentlemen, that your hunger and thirst for a woman will also make you lie to a woman. I mean, like I told you, we all know lying is bad, manipulating is bad, deceiving is bad, and beating around the bush is bad when it comes to women. But we also know that when you want someone so bad, you're willing to do those things. Just like the person in this Sauce Walker situation, you can hear the hurt, you can hear the pain, and you can hear a young man really actually broken, mad, angry, and really bitter. And I don't want certain things. I don't want anybody to come to your job with a restraining order. I don't want to see you booked in jail because you couldn't control yourself. I don't want to see anything happening to you young men because of some woman you thought cared about you. Always remember, guys, I told you, if you don't put your heart in your pocket, your heart is going to steer the relationship. Now, there are two things we got to talk about here. We're talking about his emotional and his effeminate lash out on this woman. As a man, guys, I know you want forever sometimes with somebody and that woman. And sometimes she's not going to give you forever. And sometimes you want so much more from her. And sometimes, yes, it does hurt bad when someone that you really love, someone that you really care for, someone that you really appreciate, you know, when you're with that person, sorry, to adjust the camera, I'm sorry, gotta adjust my camera, sorry. When you're with that person and that person doesn't love you, doesn't care about you, or doesn't treat you the way you want to be treated, I get it. It is a pain. I get it. I'm never going to minimize what you're feeling and what you're thinking. But part of the issue in all of this, unfortunately for many of you guys out here, is that the issue is not what's happening. It's not what's happening to you. The issue is how you're feeling in the moment. The problem with Sauce Walka is that he didn't hold himself down. Remember, I keep trying to tell you guys, everything you see on the internet is not real. I know a lot of y'all guys see these guys with a lot of women and they rapping, I'm a pimp, I'm a man, I'm a player, I'm a baller, I'm a shot caller, I'm all these things. And then all of a sudden they get around a woman and they act totally the opposite. It's the case in point. Yeah, I think this guy has songs about being a pimp or pimping and having women and being about that life and being about that lifestyle. What I'm saying to you young men out here, what's very important as far as the game goes, is that I don't want you guys to be in the position that he's in, yelling at a woman, screaming at a woman, threatening a woman, and all that other stuff. That's not the game. The game, you don't, when you're part of the game, you don't need to yell at a woman. You don't need to scream or anything like that. Your silence and you walking away should be enough. A woman needs to feel that I don't have that man locked down. A woman needs to feel that, you know what? A woman needs to feel that, you know what? He's with me for the time being. And if I say, and if I do anything disrespectful, I'm actually going to lose that man. And I don't think Sauce understood that, because Sauce, as I said before, was too emotional, too effeminate, too angry, too bitter, too abusive. I don't want you guys to ever put your hands on a woman in an abusive way. Now, there is something called sexual role play. That's when choking, spanking, and all that other stuff is something that is agreed upon. But I don't want you guys to yell at women, get mad at women, and do that. Guys, I told you, if you read my book, I'm a child from an abusive relationship. Well, my stepfather used to hit on my mother, right? I put that in the book, Two Dads, One Mom. In the first chapter, I talked about that. Because see, back in the day, man, men could just hit women and all that other stuff. But some people, when they learn abuse or they see abuse happening, they're either going to do one or two things. They're going to repeat what they've seen, or they're going to realize what they've seen is wrong, and they're going to not do that. But regardless if someone sees it or not, gentlemen, what happens is that when you get around a woman, anybody can say anything at any time that I will never do that. But you have to understand, The person that says he'll never do that, you have to ask yourself, remember, as I said before, we all know lying, manipulating, and deceiving is wrong. But sometimes our thirst for a woman is so great that we will lie, manipulate, and deceive knowing it's wrong. And it kind of ties into the individual that says, I will never put my hands on a woman. I will never yell at a woman. I will never scream at a woman. I'll never get angry at a woman. You don't know if you don't have the game and locked in your feelings and your emotions. And that's what I'm just saying, gentlemen. What you see right there is an individual that cannot handle his masculinity. And he was quite effeminate in the way he was moving, yelling, screaming, arguing. I don't want you guys to do that. Just like I don't want you to give away your feelings and your emotions. That's not the game, man. Men don't move that way. Men don't think that way. Men don't behave that way. And I don't want you to behave in that way and in that manner. What's really important for me, for you guys to know, to understand, to appreciate, and to get at the end of the day. Look at the horses. Watch the horses walk by me. See the horses? See the horses? Yeah, in this neighborhood, horses, people walk horses. But again, y'all see the horses? Y'all see the horses? I know, it's crazy. They have horses like it's the old Wild West. Anyway, what I'm saying to y'all guys is this. I don't want you to put your hands on a woman. I don't want you to get mad. You got to learn this game to walk away from a woman. You will do so much damage in your silence. That is, again, I will never hype up abuse at all, but I'll tell you this much. It is much worse than abuse when she cannot talk to you anymore, when she can't have you anymore, when she is not getting any more text messages from you, where you're not reaching out to her anymore. That will hurt her more, gentlemen, than anything that yelling, hitting, and harming will do. But now let's talk about the other side of the game that really makes me mad now. Not mad in an abusive way, but really, really shows me that, man, look, you can't do the thing that she did, gentlemen. Let me explain. When it comes to the game, gentlemen, one thing we cannot do no matter what is we as men can never, ever put never, ever be around someone who is putting information out on the street. Yes, we can't, we got to talk on that. Because most of you guys out there, there are 2 points here. Let's get to the second point. Second point of all of this that really bothers me, I feel like I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me. The second part about this that really, really bothers me, really gets under my skin, is that in the game, business is always carried on the back end. And if you're with a woman that's running her mouth and recording things like this is why you have to be careful, gentlemen, of who you talk to. You have to be careful, gentlemen, of not only who you talk to, but you got to be careful about the information you give away. When you have the game, gentlemen, let me explain something to you. When you have this game, gentlemen, you never, ever, ever give and divulge information to a woman that is doing this. Guys, let me tell you something. Yeah, some of y'all like that body. I get it. Some of you like the booty. I get it. But a woman who can't keep her mouth shut is a woman that you should not entertain yourself with. Now, for many of you guys, you've seen that woman, and the problem is, and y'all don't even see the problem, but the problem is, many of you guys feel that that woman is sexy, she is fine, she is all these things. But most of y'all don't even see the bigger problem. The bigger problem is that business is always conducted on the back end. A woman recording you and you yelling and all that other stuff shows you that this is not the kind of woman you can be with. She's not reliable. She's not worthy of your time. She's not worthy of your attention. She's not worthy of anything that you have going on, because she's actually showing you that she is willing to take information and post it, private information, and post it. So because you know, rappers, they're all in the same circle, rappers and entertainers. So if I saw a woman like that roll up on me and I'm in the entertainment, hypothetically speaking, nah, man, I'm not even talking to her. We talked about this on Sunday. Now y'all laughed. A lot of y'all say, wait a second, you ignore women like that? No, I just don't give her my time. Gentlemen, I told you the other day, I think on our show we had, that women do it all the time. How many times have you walked up to a woman, you tried to speak to her, and then all of a sudden what happened was you tried to speak to her, and then all of a sudden she didn't say anything. She blatantly ignored you, didn't say anything to you. Well, when you get around women like this, they don't deserve your time. Guys, I'm dead serious. A woman like this does not deserve you talking to. They don't deserve your time. You have to vet these women. You need a woman that keeps business off the street, because many of you guys are going to run into women that are going to have this agreement. Oh, check it out. Look, we just going to smash. We just going to chill. And whatever we do is behind closed doors. That means if I'm walking down the street and I see you with somebody else, I'm not going to blow up your spot. Your spot is safe. You don't have to worry about me asking any questions. I'm not going to ask any questions. What you have going on is what you have going on, and you don't have to worry about anything. If you are going out and doing whatever it is you're doing, I'm not going to ask you anything. I'm going to mind my business. That's how the game goes, gentlemen. That's the game. You don't sit around and record. That's man, look, I'm telling you, it's very important. Anytime a woman has gossipy friends or gossips to another woman, is a woman that you cannot spend any time with, okay? That's not the game, okay? The game is not arguing, fighting, or bickering with other women. But the game is also about never being around a woman that is going to share your information with another man. And that's why it's really important, gentlemen, when y'all learn this game and understand who you are in this game, that you don't do that. As men, one thought, one mind, one way. We just don't move that way. And if you guys are moving that way around, or being around a woman that is so utterly disrespectful, man, that is utter disrespect on so many levels. Never be around a woman that puts business on the street, okay, gentlemen? And you've got to vet these women better. You have to make sure that who are you talking to and who you are dealing with is someone that knows how to be quiet, someone that's not going to get mad and bitter if things don't work out, and someone that's not going to divulge all information. That's why I keep telling y'all guys, don't give women information. You give women information, this is what's going to happen. Gentlemen, I want y'all to game this out. I want y'all to think this through, because I don't want anything bad to happen to you. But on that note, I don't want you to be around women who are not worthy of you. All right, man. So I want y'all to soak up this game, gentlemen. Until next time, I'll holler back.